Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here this morning. I'm also going to refer to my notes because I'm a little fried from just all the teaching recently. So anyways, I am a PhD student at the University of Vermont, and I'm a member of the climate justice cohort, which relates really nicely to the work I've been doing with mobile home park communities over the past 7 years or so. My work is focused on looking at this notion of compounding vulnerabilities within these really unique communities that house some of Vermont's lowest income residents in our state. And so looking at rural communities more specifically, you might think of scenes like these, tranquil, idyllic, wonderful places to work, live, and play. However, when we look at who is vulnerable to climate change and bearing the disproportionate burden from climate change, we look and see that it's often our most vulnerable residents that are bearing the greatest burden. This map shows the storm track of Tropical Storm Irene in 2011, and the red dots are the 20 mobile home park communities that saw, with brutal devastation, how this is already impacting and has been impacting us for a long time. And so when we think about who is living in these parks and who is bearing the greatest burden, my work is really looking at trying to bring greater understanding along with empathy and compassion. A lot of stakeholders during this time really question whether these communities should exist at all without consulting local community groups and the residents themselves. And so really arguing for a greater understanding of how these vulnerabilities compound amongst each other, looking at mobile home parks as the front lines of climate justice in the Green Mountain State, which a lot of people don't like to talk about, and back home, and then laying out a roadmap for strategies that we can use to employ and implement for building greater resilience in these really unique and vitally important communities in our state. So thinking about moving away from the Anthropocene and bridging to the Ecozoic, using a resilience building approach, really dedicating resources to increase that understanding, compassion, and empathy about this notion of compounding vulnerabilities, looking at implementing strategies to address all of the dimensions of vulnerability, and really look for those leverage points in the systems to do that. And then finally, to seek opportunities for effective hazard mitigation. A lot of this work is actually already underway through more inclusive planning processes that truly engage folks at the local level. I'll leave it there.